Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. This is a great opportunity. Those of you that were able to be on the tour, to be able to see what a difference an infrastructure project of this nature can make to a community. I was mentioning that it handles regional traffic from Paulding County. About half of the traffic that is going to use this facility is going to be regional traffic coming through, headed for I-20. And it is a $100 million project plus that took a lot of agencies getting together and assisting in the process. We have many other projects of this nature that we could certainly work cooperatively on as well. But it is very important to be able to see the benefits and the impact of when agencies work together along with the federal government to facilitate improvements to a community. So that's all I'm going to say about the project. As I mentioned, it's $100 million plus. It started very early in design in the early 2000s. It went into construction in 2016. And here we are 6 years later, still working our way through. But other than that, we are grateful that we are closing in on the completion of the project. The estimated completion is early 2022, if the weather holds and everything else. So certainly having a facility like this, it is very important, but we have a lot of needs going into the future, and that's why we're so grateful to have the senator here and the local officials. And Madam Chair, if you would. Okay, okay, Mayor Robinson.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Valentin. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming. We welcome Senator Warnock. Thank you so very much for blessing us today and taking the time out of his very busy schedule to come to Douglasville-Douglas County. We welcome you to Douglasville. We're so very elated to have this opportunity to have eyes on this project. It's such a paramount project for the community. It's been in the makings for many, many years, as Mr. Valentin has said. But in conjunction with being a mobility, we're so blessed that this project helps to have people have access to the hospital, to the police department, to grocery stores, and that was an impediment in the past. And so having this project that Congressman Scott really put on the table and that Senator Warnock now is taking the ball, continuing to run, is a blessing for everyone. So we know that this infrastructure will really help our community and help the citizens to live a better quality of life. So thank you so much again for coming to the city of Douglasville, and welcome, Senator Warnock. I'll feed you anytime you want to come. It's a blessing to have you and your staff here. God bless you.
Good morning. On behalf of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners and the citizens, thank you, U.S. Senator Warnock, for taking the time to visit Douglas County this morning to tour the existing 92 project that's under construction that almost took 40 years to come to reality. Your presence today is a testament that help is on its way, and I appreciate your energy and your enthusiasm to highlight this historical infrastructure bill that's coming down the pike. Your support and your conviction. Repairs is going to foster repairs and revitalization to Douglas County infrastructure and Georgia at large. This is a humbling moment for myself and the Board of Commissioners, and we appreciate you here this morning and your amazing staff for just taking the time to just spend some time to allow us to see what's coming down the pike. And we are excited because guess what? Help is on the way and you are here. And I am so proud. Thank you so much, Senator. And you have the mic.
Thank you. And we're just going to close on just a brief history. If I can get Councilwoman LaShawn Burdanley, also my other colleague, yes, from the city, from the city. And if I could also get my colleague from the commission to stand with us as we before we bring on the senator. Okay, all right, so Bernadette.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. I just wanted to say thank you to Senator Warnock and his staff, and also to Mayor Robinson, Chairwoman Jackson Jones, and Commissioner Mitchell, Councilman Davis, those that came prior to me, the late Alton Caldwell, the late James Vance, John Clark, Shirley Clark, Harvey Jones, those that came before us to see this project come into fruition. And I can't wait to hear what the senator is going to say in regards to how is he going to assist the great Congressman Scott in moving this project forward and bringing some economic balance to the north side, which is now referred to as the New Horizon. Thank you so much.
And just in closing, just so you guys will understand that this drive was, a great movement in reference to what's forthcoming, as Mayor Robinson and Chairman Jones spoke earlier. And we want to thank the senator for coming by and just taking a first eye view on what actually is going on, so you can see it from a bird's eye view and get a true understanding of kind of where we are and how the future looks when it comes to the Highway 92 bypass. This was a safety project that Congressman Scott kind of alluded on and was a big, huge part of. And thanks to ARC and GDOT and the Federal Highway Commission, to those who actually kind of were boots on the ground with myself and Mayor Robinson, just really kind of moved this project forward. This project is a long-lasting project, but I can go back about 30 plus years prior to early 2000 of all the due diligence for those who Councilwoman Berdanley spoke of, tried to get this project into fruition. Now we're here. Now we're here with what I call a great project that's going to be this Highway 92 bypass that's going to get those from Paulding County through Douglasville to where they want to go, is downtown Atlanta. So welcome. And again, I'm going to turn the mic over to the senator, and thank you again, Senator, for just being a part of this and your willingness to come out and see it firsthand, because that's what's important. It's easily said, but it's what you're going to do in the end. So thank you again, and we truly appreciate, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, the Mayor and City Council, thank you, and we really welcome your thoughts. Thank you.
Well, thank you so very much. It's wonderful to be here in Douglasville, and I'm grateful for the work that has been going on for a long time with this mayor, this chairperson, but also the leadership that's come even prior to now. It's been a long time coming. Sam Cooke said that, right? But a change is going to come. I want to say thank you to my colleague on the House side, David Scott, for his focus for more than a decade on this issue. And that's what leadership is, being focused on an issue. Sometimes there's pushback, there fits and starts, but you have to stay the course in order to make it to the destination. And so for those of you who've stayed on the road in order to build this road, thank you so very much. Several days ago, in the wee hours of the morning, the United States Senate passed on a bipartisan basis a major infrastructure bill, which will now go to the House and then signed by the President. Infrastructure is critically important. I've been saying all over the state of Georgia that America needs a home improvement project. That when you talk about roads and bridges and highways and broadband, this is the space that we share together as an American people. And in the case of Highway 92 and the hard work of getting us here and continuing to move us along, we see the ways in which this work is connected to jobs. It's connected to getting workers connected to their own economic mobility. People who can't move. And all of this has deep implications for our work around climate change, as we deal with congested roads and carbon emissions from Douglasville to Atlanta and beyond. And so I'm grateful that I've been able to do lot of work on the Commerce Committee, and as a member of the Senate focused on these issues. And as these communities continue to grow, federal investments secured in the infrastructure program will provide a gateway to opportunity for all Georgians, connecting them with businesses and other economic opportunities and improving access. So this is yet one more step in what's been a long journey. But when we talk about infrastructure, again, we're talking about jobs. We're talking about public safety. I was struck as I was taking the tour by the conversations that I was having with local officials about how it was literally hard for folks on one side of the railroad track to get to emergency services. So homes burning and fire engines having trouble getting there if the train stops at the wrong time. Not being able to be connected to vital services, hospitals, not being able to be connected to grocery stores and essential markets. And so this is a great moment. I'm grateful that we were able to pass the infrastructure bill. It will make a huge difference here in the state of Georgia. You will begin to see these investments and the difference that it can make. The local officials here have done a great job, but a project of this magnitude requires federal investments. So Douglasville, thank you so much for inviting me, and know that this is just the beginning. We passed that bill, but right after this, when I return to Washington in a few weeks, we'll be focused on passing a $3.5 trillion human infrastructure bill that will provide for us the kinds of services, vital human services necessary to get our economy roaring again on the other side of the pandemic. With that, I'm happy to respond to any questions that members of the media may have.
There's been talk about this project taking 20 years to complete. How might the infrastructure bill help speed up projects like this in the future?
Well, I think that when you think about how long it's taken to get this done, it is illustrative of what happens when we keep saying infrastructure week, but have been really slow with getting infrastructure done. And so, you know, we've been talking about infrastructure for more than a generation in our country. And meanwhile, our bridges and roads are crumbling. You've got a lot of bridges in Georgia that are in trouble. So this $1 trillion infrastructure bill that we passed will absolutely move the ball further down the field and will expedite projects just like this right here in Douglasville.